Well, I'll just start off by saying what's up, guys. I've been getting a lot of questions, and by a lot, I mean 2 questions about what life looks like as an Air Force C-17 Loadmaster specifically. I don't want to speak on other, I guess, career enlisted aviator shred outs, so I don't know about like FEs or whatever else. I can only speak on what like day-to-day life is like as a C-17 guy. So let's just start off this way. You get to your unit and you've done all the in-processing, you've done, you are a mission-ready Loadmaster, you are flying. Your week is gonna usually look like coming in on Monday morning, 7, 8, 9 o'clock, whatever it is at your base. And you'll probably, for the first few months you're there, be in some sort of training or development flight, learning basically just above the basics. So you did all your basics in your initial qual school, and now you're at your base and you're basically getting trained by the instructors that you're going to be flying with on just, your general academics. You're digging into more of your publications that you probably haven't heard of until you got there. You're learning about the JTR, so the Joint Travel Regulation, because you're going to have to learn how to do your DTS, which is your Defense Travel System stuff. You basically how you get paid, your per diem, how you pay for your hotels, that sort of thing. You're gonna learn more about like requirements for when you fly to different countries, what you're allowed to fly into certain countries, what you're not allowed to fly. And that sounds dumb, but it sounds, like some countries you can't fly. Like if you have beef jerky with you and you fly into certain countries, like you can get fined technically. So you're gonna learn, you'll be sitting down, training, learning stuff like that. You'll be learning, digging more into your -9. You're getting more into limitations, getting more into like moving specific types of vehicles, specific ways to do certain uploads, uploading helicopters, winching. You're just gonna dig deeper into the TOs and the regulations that you've learned at your initial qual school. So you'll probably spend, 2 or 3 hours doing that in the morning. And then by like lunchtime, you'll have a hour-long, 2-hour-long lunch, however long your NCOs let you go. And then usually when you come back from that, there might be some other, training you need to get done, whether it's computer-based training for whatever. We have, the Air Force has all these annual trainings that you have to do, and so it just might be time to get like stuff like that knocked out, or other such things. As a young either airman or retrainee, I won't even say retrainee. As a young airman, your days aren't going to be very long. You're going to show up, you're going to learn, you're going to go home. And then say, let's call it, that's Monday. And then Tuesday, you're going to show up and you might be, you go to the scheduler's desk and they're going to be like, hey, there's a local. So you're going to get signed up to go fly locals. You're going to get signed up to go fly missions, that sort of thing. And then let's just say Wednesday, you're going to go fly a local. So you get your show time, you show up, you're going to go fly for a few hours. You might do some pattern work. You might do some, whatever the pilots are doing. And then you'll probably do some combat offload stuff. If you're fortunate enough, you might do some off-station trainers. So you go and upload some heavy equipment, some vehicles, a helicopter, whatever it is that you get training for. Sorry, there's a dog running across the parking lot and it just confused me. So that's that's the sort of stuff you'll basically be doing like day to day. It's not very cosmic. As you're a new guy, like that's going to be the biggest thing, is just showing up, learning, and then flying. After you're in the squadron for, let's call it like 6 months, if you're not getting prepared for an exercise or a deployment, you'll probably get some sort of office duty. And as a young airman, you'll probably get something like working in tactics, which is just like helping officers build briefs for missions, or you'll work in something like awards and decks, and you'll just basically process paperwork. If you work in readiness, you're going to help with whatever readiness does, whether it's order equipment or issue gun cards to people, and help with like recalls, for like if you're somewhere where like hurricanes are prevalent, or snowstorms or whatever it is. You'll basically just get like a simple office job, and then when you're not flying, like you can still show up. Most like squadrons or even like bases will have some sort of like training going on. So in any given week, there might be a training opportunity either in a classroom setting or out at the aircraft. And then when it comes to like going on missions, that's, you show up with all your gear and your food, and you go and you'll fly to, whatever your pickup location is. You'll go pick up cargo, you'll take it to the next place, drop it off, gas up, do whatever it is you're going to do. I mean, I can't speak on what that looks like, because there you could show up to work. I mean, it's not like it's going to be random. You're going to show up and they're like, yo, go get on the airplane. But like you could, on a Friday, they're gonna be like, hey, there's a mission on a Monday, and on Monday that mission could be taking stuff from A to B, and then you could come back to home station, be home by the end of the night. Or you could be on a mission that leaves on Monday and you don't get back till Friday, or you could be on a mission that leaves on Monday and you can be gone for 2 weeks. It's all dependent. So that I can't really speak on too much, just because it's so circumstantial. It changes. You could be on a mission that's supposed to be 3 days, and then all of a sudden, like, you're gone for 2 weeks. That is just the nature of the beast when it comes to at least the C-17 world. But when it comes to like what you're going to be doing day to day at home, it could be anything from flying local training sorties. It could be going to the jet to upload cargo that isn't uploaded all the time. It could be doing fuel training. You could be going to the simulator, which you have to do every quarter. You could be doing you have to do CBTs every quarter. And then your regular Air Force computer-based training. If that is not enough for you, there's plenty of opportunities at every base to go and be part of some sort of organization, to go and volunteer for things, help set up, like Air Force balls. I guess I'll just say Air Force ball, because Air Force balls sounds weird. But there's so many opportunities anywhere you go to be involved, not only in the base, but just involved in more stuff like in your squadron. So, good opportunities to learn more. But for the most part, like as a Loadmaster, as a young guy, you're going to show up to work. You're going to learn how to do your job. You're going to slowly become a technical expert in it. And depending on where you're stationed, you could be there for a few months, and then you can go to airdrop school. And then after, you get X amount of hours, you could go to instructor school. Some of that depends on how much effort you put into your career as a enlisted aviator. If you're a hard charging guy and you're going after it and you're in the books and you're doing well, and you have instructors who are like, yeah, this guy's on it. Like, I want him to go to airdrop school right away. I want him to become an instructor because he's just, he kicks ass or whatever. And, some people might be slower burners and, they just need more reps, and there's nothing wrong with that. But, it's important that you just show up to work with a good attitude and just expect to learn stuff every single day. I've been flying for 5 years and I'm still learning, you know, stuff to this day. There's hundreds of thousands of things that I haven't loaded that, you know, some A1C probably has loaded. If I'm out on the road as a tech and as a tech instructor, but I'm flying with a, you know, 300, 400 hour Loadmaster, but he's seen this thing before, I might go like, hey man, you show me how to do this. Or if you've done this before, like, and there was a little trick or whatever, there's a lot of experience to be gained just by sitting in the room with not only your peer group, but other instructors in your squadron, learning from pilots in your squadron. And then just like simple, like stump the dummy games, like sit down with some of your boys in the squadron and ask each other general knowledge questions about the aircraft. Even if it's dumb, sometimes it is better because someone in that room might not know the answer to that, and some of the stuff that you guys talk about might be important. It might be like, oh, you know what, that thing that, you know, Jimmy John was talking about, like, I remember going over that on some random Monday morning, and, you know, it helped me out here. But yeah, like, the day-to-day life as a Loadmaster is very chill. It's very much different than the rest of the Air Force, where, you know, like in my last job, it was like show up at 7 o'clock, leave at 4 o'clock every day. If you got lucky on Friday, you would leave at 3:30. Here, in an ops squadron, it might be show up at 9 o'clock, and then, you know, if everything is done and you've gotten good training done and all that stuff, it's like leave at 1, 2 o'clock. See you tomorrow. Some people might hear that and be like, oh, well, you guys have it so good and yada yada. And it's like, I agree. On the other end, you know, this job asks a lot of you. There's not a lot of other jobs that ask you to just like pack up and leave home for 2 weeks and come back and be home for 2 days and then leave for another 2 weeks. So the time that you do get off, like, take advantage of it. Spend time with your family, your friends, whatever it is. Because, you know, the short, easy days that we have at home are definitely rivaled by the long days that you're going to have on the road, and the amount of work that you're going to end up doing while you're out there, getting the job done, and you know, that sort of thing. So I hope that was helpful. If you guys have any more questions, I have other videos on like the retraining process, basically like how the pipeline works for at least C-17 guys. I know that like things have kind of changed since I made that original video. We're not like Loadmasters. Well, we are Loadmasters, but since we like merged AFSCs and now it's like a mobility force aviators, pipelines have changed a little bit. So your fundamentals course, I believe, is different, and it's not basic Loadmaster school anymore. It's, you know, basic aviator course, whatever it is. But I do have other videos that can help answer those questions. If those don't, feel free to comment. I usually get back really quick. That's why I'm making this video, because I had questions about day-to-day life as a Air Force C-17 Loadmaster guy. Yeah, so thanks for checking it out. And like I said, if you have any questions, just comment and I'll try and respond as quick as possible. Okay, bye.